Hello students, welcome to English lesson. Today's topic is simply unforgettable. Today you will able to recognize typical features at words, sentence and text, deduce meaning from the context in the text on a limited range of familiar, general and curricular topics. Today's new vocabulary: beep, a noise made by a car horn. Squeeze, to go through a small space by squashing your body. At my own pace, as fast as or as slow as you want. Mouth-watering, or food that looks or smells delicious. Cave out of, to cut something out of something. Off the beaten track, far away from the places that people usually visit. Stall, a table or a small shop. Bustle, to move quickly and busily. Marvel at, to be amazed by. Maze, a system of paths bordered by high hedges, a puzzle to solve. Now let's watch the video about different famous places.
Simply unforgettable. At 4,258 miles long, the Nile is generally regarded as the longest river in the world, winding its way through no fewer than 13 different countries. Egypt has long depended on the Nile as its primary source of water, and today the Nile also contributes to the tourist economy. Because life has concentrated itself along the river's narrow valley, many of the greatest monuments are close to the river. Dating back as far as the 4th century BC, Petra remained unknown to the Western world until 1812. Within this city, the Nabatean people carved buildings into the sheer rock face. More than 500 building facades still survive today, with many of them carved as tombs. The largest of these, the rock facade of the monastery, is 167 feet tall and 154 feet wide. The Yuyuan Gardens, the Gardens of Happiness, are to be found in the northeast of the old city of Shanghai. They were first imagined by a government officer called Pan Yunduan, who wanted to create a beautiful garden to please his parents. His idea was that they could enjoy their old age in a beautiful and peaceful setting. The whole city of Nur-Sultan in Kazakhstan is like an architect's dream. Its skyline is filled with landmark buildings by well-known architects. The Khan Shatir Entertainment Center is just one of these buildings. The 150-meter-tall tent-like structure has the same temperature all year round, and it's one of the greenest buildings in the world.
After watching the video, mark the sentence, true or false. And now, check your answers. The first sentence, true. The second sentence, false. The third sentence, false. The fourth sentence, true. The fifth sentence, false. And the sixth sentence, true. Next exercise for you. Listen the text and answer the question, which person got very tired at the end of their journey? A. Saule, B. Damir, C. Asel, D. Connor.
A. Seoul, Cairo, Egypt.
I'd gone to Cairo, the capital city of Egypt, for a business meeting. But I had some free time, so I decided to explore the city. As soon as I stepped outside my hotel, my senses were awakened. Loud beeps from cars, trying to navigate through the traffic. Donkey carts and vendors selling their goods on the side of the streets. Crowds of people squeezing past the busy coffee houses that lined the narrow streets. This was definitely an incredible feast for the senses. I, however, wanted to move away from the chaos in front of me, which is why I decided to wander around the winding alleys at my own pace. I'm really glad I did this, as I found some amazing cafes with mouth-watering local food that I will never forget.
B. Damir, Petra, Jordan.
In the middle of the desert, hidden away from the rest of the world, are the magnificent ruins of the ancient city of Petra in Jordan. The whole city was carved out of the pink rock almost 2,000 years ago. I'd always wanted to go somewhere off the beaten track, and this archaeological site was a dream come true. The time flew by, but I had just enough time to buy some handmade souvenirs from the stalls around the site. There was no way I was going back without something to remind me of this unique tourist attraction.
C. Asul, Shanghai, China.
With nearly 25 million inhabitants, it was no surprise to see the streets of Shanghai bustling with activity, energy, colour and lights. The blend of Western and Oriental cultures is very noticeable here, from the elegant skyscrapers and the branded shopping stores to the traditional Shanghai buildings in the Old Town. People can even board a ship to marvel at the modern and traditional sights. What I really enjoyed about Shanghai, though, was the peaceful Yuyuan Gardens. I've never been passionate about gardens until now. It was like a maze, full of Chinese pavilions, ponds and bridges, and in my opinion, one of the places that makes Shanghai unique.
D. Kona, Nur-Sultan, Kazakhstan.
I try hard to separate my work as an architect from my personal life. But while on holidays in Nur-Sultan in Kazakhstan, I couldn't. The whole city is an architect's dream. Its skyline is filled with landmark buildings by well-known architects. There are Asian, Western, Soviet, as well as futuristic styles which add to the modern and bright feeling of the city. I spent almost a whole day admiring the Khan Shatir Entertainment Center, trying to figure out how a 150-meter tent-like structure has the same temperature all year round. By the end of my trip, I was exhausted, but I'm happy I got to see this amazing city and witness its remarkable architecture.
If you have done your task, let's check your answers. Next practice for you. Match the words to their meanings. And now, check your answers. Today we have watched the video about famous landmarks, read the text about different experience, and done the listening task. Our lesson is over. Thank you for your attention.